Southern Arizona, a land of extremes. Towering saguaro cacti pierce the sky, sun-scorched earth stretches endlessly. This is not a place for the timid. This is where I found myself stationed in a remote lookout tower, deep within the Apache National Forest. My job? Wildland firefighter. We were the first line of defense against the wildfires that plagued this arid land. Days blurred into weeks, the silence broken only by the wind whispering through the pines. It was a lonely job, but someone had to do it. Our lookout tower was our sanctuary, a steel and glass sentinel against the vast wilderness. We worked in shifts, scanning the horizon for the telltale wisp of smoke that could signal danger. The isolation was palpable. We were cut off from the outside world, our only connection a crackling radio. We told stories to pass the time, tales of close calls and strange encounters. The veterans spoke of the land's raw power, of ancient spirits and unexplained phenomena. They warned us to be wary, to never venture out alone at night. One evening, our supervisor, a grizzled veteran named Frank, shared a particularly unsettling experience that had haunted him for years.
I had been camping deep in the forest, miles away from civilization, when I woke to a strange dripping sound outside my tent. It was an eerie, rhythmic sound that sent chills down my spine. I unzipped the flap and peered out into the darkness, my heart pounding in my chest.
There, suspended from a low-hanging branch, was a large, gelatinous blob, unlike anything I had ever seen before. It was translucent, pulsating slightly in the night air, almost as if it were alive. Frank had never seen anything like it in all his years of camping and exploring the wilderness.
I shone my flashlight on it, but the light seemed to pass right through it, illuminating nothing but the darkness beyond. I backed away slowly, my skin crawling with unease, every instinct telling me to run. To this day, I couldn't explain what I had seen. It remains a mystery, a haunting memory that lingers in the back of my mind.
On a sweltering 4th of July, it was my turn to man the tower overnight. The heat was oppressive, making the air feel heavy and almost suffocating. I could see the full moon casting an eerie glow over the forest, adding to the sense of isolation. The air was thick with anticipation, the distant pops and crackles of fireworks echoing through the valleys. The celebrations seemed to be a world away, their joy contrasting sharply with the solitude of my post. As midnight approached, I felt a prickle of unease. The minutes seemed to stretch on endlessly, each tick of my watch amplifying the tension. The forest, usually a place of calm, now felt like it was holding its breath. The festive sounds had died down, and an unnatural silence had descended upon the forest. It was as if the entire world had gone still, waiting for something to happen.
A low growl, guttural and menacing, broke the silence, sending a shiver down my spine.
Suddenly, I heard it. A low growl, guttural and menacing, emanating from just outside my window. It was so close I could almost feel the vibration in the air. It was unlike any animal sound I had ever heard. It was deep, resonant, and filled with a sense of malevolence that made my skin crawl. It was primal, filled with a chilling intelligence, the kind of sound that speaks to an ancient fear buried deep within us. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but I was rooted to the spot, unable to tear my eyes away from the window. The growl rose into a shriek, then abruptly stopped. The silence that followed was even more terrifying, leaving me to wonder what lurked in the darkness. I spent the rest of the night huddled in the corner, my senses on high alert. Every rustle of leaves, every distant howl sent shivers down my spine. The darkness seemed to close in around me, and I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. Dawn brought with it a sense of relief, but the memory of that voice lingered. The first light of day felt like a warm embrace, yet the unease from the night before clung to me like a shadow. I told the others what I had heard, but they just shook their heads and muttered about mountain lions and coyotes. Their skepticism was palpable, and I could see the doubt in their eyes.
Mountain lions and coyotes, man, that's all it was. Just the usual sounds of the wilderness, nothing more.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. We've been out here countless times and never encountered anything unusual.
I knew what I had heard. It wasn't just the usual sounds of the night. There was something different, something unsettling. It was something ancient, something that belonged to the shadows of this ancient land. The forest seemed to hold secrets, whispers of the past that echoed through the trees. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, that something out there was aware of our presence. The feeling of eyes on us was almost tangible, and it made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I left the fire service soon after that summer, but the memories of that place have never left me. The isolation, the eerie silence, and the unexplained occurrences have stayed with me, a constant reminder that there are forces in this world that we do not fully understand. Southern Arizona will always hold a certain allure for me, a sense of awe and trepidation. It is a land of stark beauty and unsettling mystery, a place where the veil between our world and the unknown seems thin indeed.